Sorry, I like wet my hair a little, and now I feel like I look like I'm greasy.
Dude, I did too, and I feel the same exact way. And then I put dry shampoo in my bangs, and I was like, I look old, but you can't really see it.
When you have a shitty webcam, like you can't really see everything. As I was like, I didn't even put on like base makeup or anything, so I was like, you won't be able to see it anyway.
Good morrow, everybody. My name is Robin, also known as Sunny Side Up Gal, and you are my Sunny Side Up pal. And today we have a very special guest, Angelica Unfiltered.
Hello, so happy to be back.
Yay! Are we gonna talk about our birthdays or?
Yeah, we're both March babies, so we wanted to do something fun for our birthday, and by something fun, it's just us collabing as we do on a monthly basis.
Yeah. When are you comfortable sharing when your birthday is? So
yeah, mine is March 14th.
Pi Day.
Pi Day.
Mine is March 23rd. I'm an Aries.
I'm a Pisces.
Okay, so today we are doing random reels as per usual, but my reels like kind of center around the obesity epidemic. I mean, we're all always living in the obesity epidemic and we're always making, videos about like obese people, but these are specifically about the obesity epidemic and discussing people's particular opinions and then a little bit of science, even though we are not scientists, we are not scholars. So what we discuss here, take with a grain of salt because we also don't know how to read.
that as well.
I'm going to kindly say this, that we can't normalize obesity. We can't. Just because more people are becoming obese, that doesn't mean that that's the path that humans are supposed to go.
Period.
Do you feel like obesity is becoming normalized?
I do. And I feel like it's not even like the hard work that the fat activist community has put into making it normal. I feel like it's actually, we see it every day, so it is becoming normal. Even me, like sometimes I'll see people and I'm like, they're not even fat. And then I've had people in the comment section be like, Robin, they're obese. Like they are fat, So
yeah, I feel like I have like, you know how people have eyebrow blindness? I feel like I have like fat blindness now.
Me too. Yeah, because I've seen people. I see people who are obese and I'm like, well, I was bigger than that, so that's not that bad,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, what I say is that if you look in the mirror, you're carrying extra weight and you love your body, you are not saying mean things to yourself when you look in the mirror, and your blood work shows me that your hemoglobin A1C, your glucose, your insulin, your CRP, all your metabolic markers are okay, then I don't care how much weight you're carrying.
Do you agree?
I feel like just because you love yourself doesn't mean like that's just the green light to not take care of yourself properly. Because like when I was at my heaviest, 272.8 pounds, everything was perfect. I loved myself and I was in fat acceptance, posting cringy things, but I was mentally not very well.
Right.
And who knows, like if my health would have stayed that good for that long, you know what I mean? Because I was still like pretty young. I was mid-20s when all that was going on.
Yeah. Do you feel like the vasculitis that you had on like your legs was part of that as well? Like was exacerbated by being obese?
I think my HSP vasculitis is like more hereditary, and since it's like an autoimmune disease, it can kind of like get triggered by random things. And I've only had it once. So, and that was when I was 18 years old. So, I mean, I probably was around this size that I am now when I was 18. So I don't know if it like triggered that.
But that's not happening. And so we're normalizing obesity. Meanwhile, people are not feeling good in their own skin. And we have this metabolic mess that the world is in that is not only...
I agree. Like, I feel like a lot of people, if we're talking about like the fat acceptance community, a lot of people in the fat acceptance community, they kind of lie, or like they're like, I feel fine, I love myself, I love my body, but they know that they're unhealthy.
It was interesting. I didn't expect her to say like, well, that's not the case, because like the way that she was, I was like, oh, so she like fine with people being obese, but she actually was like, that's not actually what's going on. Like people are unhealthy and it's not good.
Yeah, she's seeing that a lot of people are having issues. I want to know how many like obviously with you, you're markers were all good. I want to know how many people, like, I wish more people were honest about like their blood markers and stuff, because I would like to see if these people really are, health at every size or not,
Well, my one friend who got the gastric sleeve a couple years ago, she's, I think, like a year older than me,
Mhm.
and she's starting to get pre-diabetes, and I think she was probably like maybe another 20 pounds heavier than me. And I remember Melina said this in one of her videos, and it was kind of shocking to me, but it was like she said 1 out of every 3 Americans is pre-diabetic, and then you think about like how many people actually have type 2 diabetes. So it's like everyone is so overweight or obese, and then like probably like a huge percentage of the US population has diabetes or is about to have it.
Yeah, 1 in 3 is a fuck ton.
Yeah.
You can basically say 1 in 3 Americans is sick because you're not well if you're.
Mhm.
That's sad, man. I just read an article actually today. It was saying that obesity worldwide has surpassed hunger and malnutrition. Like,
Oh yeah, I saw that
numbers.
or I read something like that a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Into all of our healthcare increases, but we could take it down to COVID and the immune system. You got to have your metabolic balance in order for your immune system to be up, in order for your brain to function right, in order for you to stay off medications. Metabolic health is at the core of everything we need to do as humans to prevent disease, to stop the acceleration of this chronic disease issue that we've got in our country.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know anybody who doesn't have some kind of chronic illness. Like, I really am thinking now of like all the people that I know. Everybody either has like eczema, they've got, mental illness, including myself, and obviously I have chronic disease. My husband has eczema, yada, 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 right? I feel like I don't know anybody who is in pristine health except for maybe my boss, but she's like a skinny mini. Like, she's the skinniest person I've ever seen.
Mhm.
So it is strange. It's like, yes, we are in an obesity epidemic, but there's also like a chronic illness epidemic. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I think she's probably correct where it's like the metabolic issue is the reason for everything. And it's like most people that have metabolic issues, it's a result of lifestyle habits and like poor habits and not eating the correct food. And it's always the fucking food. It
Yeah.
always boils down to the food.
Yeah, we're being poisoned. Sucks.
Is obesity really a disease?
How do you feel about that? Because I was thinking about that when I was downloading these videos.
I feel like and I feel like we've seen this. I feel like the only reason why they're calling it a disease now is to kind of give people more access to weight loss medications. And this is a tinfoil hat moment, right?
Okay.
I feel like they deemed obesity a disease because whoever's running the GLP-1 medications, they want more customers. So like, if more people can get coverage by their insurance for this medication, for this disease that they have, then the GLP-1 medications, the weight loss medications, can get more money in their pockets. So do I think that obesity is a disease? I mean, technically in the dictionary it is, but personally I think that it's a
result.
It's a result. Yeah, it's a symptom of disease. Like, if you're gaining weight at a rapid rate, whoa, something's wrong. Yeah, I don't think that, one day you just wake up obese and you're like, I have chronic disease, I have obesity. It's like, no, there's something else that's causing that.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because, like, technically, well, I don't know, whoever diagnoses or like makes everything, they have classified addiction as a disease, and I'm like, is it? Because to me, like, whenever I think of like a disease or disorder, I'm like, it's not self-inflicted, but then I'm like, at the same time, like you could get lung cancer from smoking cigarettes, and that's self-inflicted, and then the same thing with like addiction, like you choose to, take a pill or drink alcohol, and then
So you're like doing like mental gymnastics of like the semantics kind of behind it.
Yeah, or then like obesity, it's like you have to eat yourself to that point. So I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I guess like, I mean, not every single disorder or disease is like self-inflicted, because I know a lot of things are genetic and there's lifestyle habits, and I don't know, like if you're exposed to radiation, you get like a certain cancer. But I'm like, I don't know, like I was just thinking of the semantics of it, and I'm like, I guess it would technically be a disease, but like whenever I think of a disease, I'm like, it feels like something you can't control. But then like like if you have fucking heart disease or non-alcoholic fatty liver, it's like you contributed to getting that diagnosis, whether you like to admit it or not.
Yeah, and I guess too that would kind of make diabetes, in the same level, because type 2 diabetes is preventable,
Mm-hmm.
So, now I'm like, is it a disease?
I'm like, what is a disease? I just
Might surprise you. Doctors used to call obesity a lifestyle issue. Now they call it a disease, and so does the World Health Organization. So why the shift? As I looked into it, I was surprised by how many things contribute to obesity. Here are 3 of them that stood out to me. 1. Genetics. Did you know that genetics can influence your risk of obesity by up to 70%?
Well, according to my 23andMe, I am more likely to be 12% heavier than the average person. So that's why I get to be fat.
Yeah, you're allowed to be fat. And in fact, if you fight that, you have a beating recorder. You have issues.
Most definitely.
You're disordered.
I'm obsessed with my food scale.
Your genes affect how your body processes food, stores fat, and even regulates hunger. Which leads me to my...
We have seen people's, and I'll post a picture, we have seen people's genes affect how they store fat. Remember that lady with the big apron belly with the strong legs?
Yeah.
That's insane. Her entire family has a body like that. I'm like, that's fucking wild. But that makes sense. The way that your genes control how your body stores fat. It's very interesting.
Yeah, or like where it puts it.
Yeah.
Or even just like body shape. It's weird to say like that it's genetic because like I have younger sisters and they're both like almost 6 feet tall and they're very top heavy.
Yeah.
Like, like they're the inverted triangle.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
and then I'm like, I'm 5'5" and I'm more like appley, but it's like we have the same exact genetics. We have the same 2 parents, but we look very different.
I wonder whose genes you got more of, your dad or your mom?
Probably my mom, and they probably take more after my dad.
Yeah.
Personality wise as well.
Oh, really?
They're a little crazy like him too.
I definitely took after my dad because I'm not brown like my mom, but my brothers both came out brown.
You're the youngest, right?
Yeah, I'm the youngest, and my mom's from the Philippines.
I don't know if this was relevant to like Asian people too.
Not to be racist or anything, but Asian people.
Like there's always like a meme where it's like when a white person and a black person have a kid, like the more kids that they have, like
it just like washes out.
The less like melanin they have. Just like maybe that happened to you.
That does make sense. My oldest brother looks exactly like my Filipino uncle, and then my middle brother,
he's dead.
He looked like the perfect mix between my dad and my mom, just like stocky like my dad, but just brown with black hair like my mom. And then I just came out like my dad, white and stocky and pre-diabetic.
Love.
Next point. Metabolism. We've all got that one friend who seems to eat whatever they want without gaining weight. That's because metabolism varies from person to person.
Dude, that's my boss. My boss, literally, she's like a hummingbird.
Isn't your boss tall too?
She's taller than, I think she's like 5'8" or 5'7", tall, skinny, and she's like super healthy. I mean, she just had 3 babies, basically, just like the perfect human, fertile, not fat. But and then she even told me like the other day, she was like, "You look skinny." She's like, "I'm really trying to gain weight." And I was just like, "Fucking love hearing that. Wish that was a problem for me."
Yeah, I can't actually relate at all, but good thing for you.
Good for you. Oh, and then she brought donuts in today. I'm like, "You're crazy." I'm jealous. I'm just being gel. But she's got the craziest metabolism.
Burn calories faster while others store energy more easily. Number 3. Environment. If you are genetically prone to gaining weight, your environment can increase your risk of developing obesity. Think about where you live. Do you have access to healthy food and places to be active? If not, it can be really...
I forget what I read, but I Googled like what percentage of Americans are in a food desert, because I feel like so many fat activists will use that as an excuse.
Yeah, they always bring that up.
It's like 6%. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought maybe like
Oh, okay.
45% because that's what they make it seem like.
Yeah, they do. I feel like the number may have been a little bit bigger, maybe, but I feel because everything is building and building and building, everybody, you want to see we've I work for like a construction, side business, right? And we've helped open up like brand new Walmarts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like 2 miles away from each other. So like it's almost impossible to be in a food desert now because everywhere is wanting to sell food and groceries. And then also, I don't know if people were aware of this, but even if you are in a food desert, every single like Dollar General or dollar store that I go to now, they have like a frozen food section now. And it's not even that bad. It's like actual vegetables. I mean, it might not be, chicken nuggets or something like that. It might
Yeah.
not be like as tasty, but I mean, they have options now. We love receipts. We love to source.
So like right here, it's okay. It says approximately 39 million Americans, 13% of the population live in low income, low access area. But then right here, according to the USDA, 6.1% live in areas with limited access. Defined, and then it has the definition.
Less than 1 mile urban or less than 10 miles rural from a grocery store. Interesting.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
not saying like these people aren't important and like this isn't an issue, but I feel like people in the fat acceptance act like it's like every other person has to eat Pop-Tarts and fucking Coca-Cola for every meal.
Yeah, they'll say anything so that they can just keep their addiction, basically. But I feel like every person that I've seen, like a fat activist or whatever on TikTok, Reels, whatever,
Mhm.
they always bring up food deserts, but then they're not in a food desert. They're like door dashing, or they live in a nice apartment. Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, but if it's just affecting everyone, what's your excuse then?
Yeah, what is it?
It's that they just want to eat all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Active? If not, it can be really tough to manage or maintain your weight. So, obesity is a disease influenced by many factors, and these are just 3 of them. Which is why losing weight isn't always as simple as eat less and move more. What obesity-related topic should we cover next? Let us know in the comments.
I wish that more people lived in walkable cities. Like when we went to New York City, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just getting over a cold. I feel like I have like mucus
Oh, you
buildup
still
in my
have it?
lungs, so I can't breathe.
Well, knock it off. Just kidding.
Yeah, I muted myself. God damn it.
No, when I lived in a walkable city, I was yes, movement's important, but if you still eat like shit, no matter what you do, you're still gonna get fat. Like you can't outrun like a shitty diet, like they always say. But even when I lived in a walkable city, we walked everywhere. We walked to our grocery stores, we'd carry our groceries like by hand 2 miles back to our house, basically, or our apartment. And I still gained weight because I was drinking a ton of beer and eating like an asshole.
Yeah, you'd probably have to walk up. You'd probably have to walk like 30,000 steps just to like break even.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. I lived right next to I don't know if you've ever heard of like Growler Station or something like that. It's a place where you
No.
can go fill your own little like growler of beer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It
a big
was
bottle.
Yeah, and they have like all these like different flavors and stuff like that. That was really cool when I was a beer person. Oregon's really big on beer, but yeah. So obviously I was gonna get fat.
Listen, I ain't about to lie to you. I'm about to go on a rant. Obesity is a disease, and I will say it over and over and over again. I saw a video of a lady making fun of the lady behind her who was getting M&Ms and chips, and she was a lady of bigger stature, like myself, saying it's all about choices. Obesity is a disease. It is about genetics.
If obesity is a disease, and she's about to jump into the fact that it's genetics, then what does that have to do with getting shitty food? Because you have a disease called obesity, you have the right to just get. I mean, you have a right to do whatever you want, but like because you're obese, you have obesity, you can get candy. Like I just don't understand it.
I think that what she's trying to say is that 80% of the US population is fat because their ancestors survived famines. So like their ancestors' genes are like in their brain, and they're saying like, I'm starving to death. Can you please get peanut M&Ms?
Oh God.
Like they're being haunted, like there's a ghost on their shoulder.
Yeah, telling them to constantly eat carbohydrates, even though they don't exercise. Even though they're
Yeah.
not being hunted by a fucking tiger anymore.
Exactly.
Biology, environment, all kinds of things play a role in obesity. Why do you think that person A, stick, thin, skinny, eats like total trash, okay? Pizzas, cheeseburgers, tacos, french fries every day. Wash her down with a gallon of Coke. Stick thin, okay? Person B, eats exact same way, 600 pounds.
600 pounds. Okay, that's a reach.
Yeah, but because metabolically they're different. Not saying that, like, you know, obviously, is it fair? No, it's not fair that stick thin person can eat whatever the fuck she wants and not get fat, like we were just talking about. But I mean, you have to eat the way that your body metabolically is required to eat. So, like, obviously, the person who's 600 pounds has, it sounds like, an insulin resistance problem. So maybe they shouldn't be eating a bunch of sugar. And the person who's stick thin is metabolically healthy. They're more insulin sensitive.
Or I just think about, like, people are like,
Well, even if we all eat the same exact thing, we'll all weigh different things.
and it's like, yeah, because, like, if, like, I just did that one video on Danny, and she's like 6 foot tall, and I think her maintenance was like 2,800 calories just to maintain, like, she's like just under 300 pounds now. I'm
Okay.
like, if
So
I
she
ate
needs more.
at 20, if I ate 2,800 calories, I'd probably be gaining like a fucking pound every single week, but like
Right.
she would maintain it. And it's like, yeah, if you're like, there's just so many different factors that go into like why someone's gaining weight, or like who can eat whatever amount, or like, you know, like if you're a man and you have more muscles and more testosterone, you can get away with eating more. It's like, I understand the nuance, I get the science behind it, but it's like, I just feel like so many, it's like copium done to me, where it's like, oh, well, my skinny best friend and I eat Olive Garden together once every 5 months, and I don't know why they're skinny, we eat the same thing. It's like, you see like 1 hour of someone's life, you don't know like every single thing that they're doing all day, every single day.
Yeah. And then also, are you like tracking what you eat, right? Like,
someone that's stick skinny is not going to be able to eat the same amount as people on 600-pound life.
yeah, that's very
I
true.
know that's like exaggeration, but I'm like, even if they had 300-pound life, like you, like someone's metabolism is not even that crazy.
No, exactly.
That's called biology. That's because person A, they don't have the genes or disease of obesity. There's your lesson for the day.
Rare obesity genes like Anna O'Brien.
Oh shit. Rare, even though it affects 75% of Americans.
I was just about to say that. Must be common genetics now.
We're all related.
Okay? I'm certified. I got my master's in super morbid obesity because I've lived it. Have you? No, I can tell you haven't, because
I just like cannot stand when people lose a significant amount of weight and then they act like they don't know how they were like fucking fat, or like they act like they don't feel any difference since they've lost like 75 pounds. I'm like, so are you like pandering, or are you just so fucking deluded that you like cannot even like physically sense anything going on with your body?
They are pandering. They're either pandering, or they were so like part of the fat acceptance cult that they almost like feel guilty for feeling better, I guess. Like, I've seen that where people are like, I think actually when you and I did a video, there was a girl that was on GLP-1 and she felt like a little bit guilty about losing the weight and feeling better. And yeah, it's definitely pandering though.
Yeah, I just saw this video earlier today, and this woman's like, I've lost 75 pounds and I actually feel worse since I've lost weight, and like I've lost muscle, and like, and I'm like, and then she kept going on and on. I'm like, you're bullshitting me.
Yeah, so you're a liar.
and she's still overweight too. So I'm like, okay, like what is going on here?
You probably feel worse because emotionally, maybe because you can't eat the same shit.
Yeah, true. Or if you're like losing so much weight so rapidly, and
yeah,
like,
you are gonna feel like ass.
Yeah, because you're not eating enough. Okay, doesn't make being obese great. It means you don't know how to fucking eat properly.
Right.
I can tell you have no idea or even understand what it is like to struggle with obesity, to struggle with food addiction and food noise. Many factors that play a role in obesity. I know a lot of us women, including myself, struggle with insulin-resistant PCOS. Honey, it makes it really hard to freaking lose weight, okay? I started gaining weight super rapidly when I was about 4 or 5.
It is hard. It's harder to lose weight. But if you like, I feel like so many people, and I know that I'm always talking about like low carb and whatever, but we both know that like if you don't exercise, you probably shouldn't have as many carbs. And if she's got PCOS, insulin resistant PCOS, like what do you do? What are you supposed to do? Stop eating as much carbohydrates. Stop the insulin.
Stop needing, the insulin.
Yeah, stop the insulin overload. Like Stop eating the foods that require so much insulin and you will lose the weight. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like one of my younger sisters has PCOS, and it's like every single morning she goes to fucking Dunkin' Donuts and gets one of those coffees this big, and I'm like, then she always complained about how she can't lose weight because she has PCOS. I'm like, if you had just had 120 grams of sugar, or that, yeah, that's
Damn,
a
she
lot of
has full
insulin.
sugar too.
Yes, and I'm like, okay,
Okay.
insulin production is running rampant.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and I understand. I don't know. I'm just like, do you not do any research? Do you know? Did you like go on the fucking computer when you got diagnosed with PCOS and like looked up what the hell it means
Yeah.
or how to make it like better? No.
Yeah. What's gonna make it better? The other thing too is like with this other person on the internet, they also have PCOS, but they're like refusing to, to eat lower carb because they just love carbs so much. I'm like, okay, well then you're never gonna lose weight because the carbs are what making you fat because you have insulin resistance.
Yeah, it's like it's just fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, you would have to seriously and this is bad advice too, but you would have to become like a marathon runner if you want to continue to eat like pasta and shit. But then that's not good for your adrenals either if you have PCOS.
And it's probably not good to be a runner if you are fat as fuck because it's gonna like break down your bones.
Yeah, your ankles and your knees are gonna be done for.
Mm-hmm.
I do not come from obese parents. My mom weighed 99 pounds soaking wet. My brother.
So your mom has an ED, and now you have an ED. Like, okay. Well, I thought you just said obesity is genetics. So, like, what happened there?
Yeah. So what are you talking about, lady?
Don't make no sense.
Brothers, they weren't overweight. Why me? Obesity, diabetes, all the things.
It's PCOS. You probably got PCOS. He's like, whoa. You probably got PCOS, which is, I mean, I feel like people are just like playing tennis with what causes it, but it happens, and then you get fat. So that's what happened to her. So she just got PCOS and she got fat because she's eating carbs.
Mm-hmm.
Happens.
And she looks like she's lost a significant amount of weight. So it's like, okay, like, how'd you get so fat if like your parents were normal or like actually underweight? Like,
Yeah. What happened?
How did your parents do like epigenetics and like something just like literally switched upside down and changed that made you obese? Super morbidly obese? She just said that she was super morbidly obese at one point.
Yeah. I know she is pretty snatched, like in the middle. She's still obese. I know she's still obese, but she has like a waist.
Yeah.
Run in my family on both sides. I had an aunt that weighed 500 pounds. I had cousins that had been 500-600 pounds. My mom and dad.
So her parents were the skinny ones and they still made a fat? How does that happen?
I don't know. I need some biology like
A
gene
tree?
chart right now. Or like, you know, like they do a chart for like recessive versus dominant
Yeah, the genes.
Yeah.
Like who gave her the green eyes and the fatness?
It must have skipped like their parents' generation and then like went to her.
Yeah. Well, her parents also grew up probably, or were, I'm assuming she's like 30. So her parents were probably maybe in the 90s. Maybe they were like aerobic people.
Yeah, or heroin chic people.
Heroin chic people. Yeah. I mean, she was 99 pounds, so maybe she was heroining that chic.
For sure.
Fed me. I didn't feed myself. And my parents weren't overweight. My brothers weren't overweight. It didn't make any sense. It runs in my family. My genes, babe. I'm going to step back and get off my soapbox. Bye. There's my 2 cents.
Her fridge opened by itself.
I saw that. Like the freezer looked like it was popping open.
That's funny. It's kind of her argument was very confusing because she was like, my parents weren't fat, my brothers weren't fat, but it's genetic, it's my genes because her aunts or whatever. But like, I wanted to see what you're eating every day. That's what's making you fat.
Yeah. Then she's like, "Oh, we were all eating the same things." No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
No, you were probably eating more.
Or like if you have like maybe if you have older brothers and they're like taller than you, and if you were eating the same amount as them and you're a young little girl, yeah, I guess that would make sense. If you are technically eating the same amount and you're getting fat as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't just magically get fat for no reason. Like
no photosynthesis.
Yeah, no photosynthesis. You're not turning oxygen into fat cells and getting super morbidly obese.
Yeah, some people, man.
I hated that actually.
Yeah.
That made me very pissed off.
Yeah, she's annoying, dude. I should have. Ooh, I have her saved, so maybe I'll do like see what else she has to say.
And she's like, I feel like she's like trying to yell at me too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
she's
not getting your point across just because you're loud.
yeah, and
Even though
also
I scream in all my videos.
and also like her point was fucking dumb. Like, I have obesity, it's a disease, but it's genetic, it's this, and it's just when they yell and they act like that, it just doesn't sound I want to immediately shut my ears off when people are like that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you can show me exactly what you eat every day and some receipts like your let me see let me see your mom, let me see your aunt or whatever, whoever's fat in your family. Is it genetic? I don't think so, but I hate when people act like that. It's like so ignorant, but they're obviously doing it for like clicks, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's like 0.5% clicks and then like 0.5% like they need to like cope about something.
Yeah, exactly. They want to make friends.
And it's hard too to say if something is like specifically genetics too, because like I have like some fucking gnarly varicose veins right now in my right leg, and like my grandma has horrible ones, and her dad had horrible ones. But then like if you look at the causes of varicose veins, of course they're very genetic, but then also like being obese can cause varicose veins. So
Yeah.
it's like, should I 1000% like blame all the lows that's my grandma's made in? Should I blame all the lows for me having varicose veins, or can I like take partial responsibility in that because I was morbidly obese at one point and like not working out and having circulation issues? So like, I don't know, take responsibility, like own up to it.
Yeah. I feel like the whole it's genetic is a cope, but the genes, what were you saying before? Like they don't pull the trigger or something like that?
Oh,
Your genes load the gun.
genetics load the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger.
Right. So like type 2 diabetes runs in my family, but that doesn't mean that everybody in my family is going to get it. I'm only going to get it if I eat like shit. I just have the predisposition for it. And so I'm trying to not get it by eating better, you know? So her obesity being genetic doesn't mean that you just give up and just be okay with being obese, you know? I think I feel like if you're like, yeah, it's genetic, that's a good means for you to maybe give yourself a little bit of grace. Like, hey, this was, this happens in my family. I just got to do a little bit better. Doesn't mean like just because it's genetic that you just give in and just be like, everybody in my family's fat, I'm just gonna be fat, you know?
Well, that's how I felt when I was in fat acceptance for so long. Like I gave into that and I was like, well, like my genetics made me fat and like my weight is predetermined before I was even born. So like why even try to lose weight? Because it's like gonna be literally impossible. And that's like, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah. I feel like before I like started doing videos on YouTube, I kind of was like that too when because I always get down to like 180 and then it's like pulling teeth to like lose any more weight. And I was just like, maybe this is my set point, the whole set point theory or whatever. I was like, this is it. I'm just supposed to be 180 pounds. And I'm really trying hard. But yes, we're not okay with just like giving up, you got to do better.
And you've broken that recently.
Yeah, I did. And my video that went out when I had my Hashimoto's flare, I'm still kind of like coming out of it. So that's why my brain's a little bit like right now. I'm still stupid. But I had the Hashimoto's flare. I gained like 5 pounds from like the weekend. And then I'm finally back down to 178 today. So it just took, chilling out.
Yeah, it's possible. And you just had to reset and now you're back to that weight.
Yup. Trying.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thank daddy.
This guy, he works for the Department of Health at the White House with RK. I don't know if he works with RK, but he used to be a lobbyist for the Food and Beverage Association.
Oh God.
And for Coca-Cola. Yes, but he flipped sides and now he's like a double agent and he's been on a few podcasts. I'm shocked that I found him today, but he's been on a few podcasts where he talked about like some of the shitty stuff that Coca-Cola did.
I'm surprised he hasn't been murdered.
Right? Exactly. Right? You're in danger, homie. But he talked about how Coca-Cola funneled a bunch of money to the Diabetes Association so that they can fund like research. This is what you guys, okay, research, like when you read like a research paper, make sure that you read conflict of interest. They have to talk about who's funding the research article or the research whatever. He talks about how they would like Coca-Cola would pay the Diabetes Association, and then they would like fund specific studies that would be more like pro sugar.
Any document that you see that's a nutrition study, I guarantee you is a processed food marketing document.
I guess, or like
Yeah.
just like not as like anti-carbohydrate, and it's just so like fucking slimy, you know. And I fucking hate lobbyists anyway, unless it's for like a good cause. But like, yuck, right? So
Yeah.
this guy now he's like going around the country doing, you know, talking about like big food and the bad stuff that big food does, and he's where I learned that they literally do have like laboratories and like scientists that like make this food, like they come up with the techniques to make the food like super hyper palatable and addictive and stuff like that. I think they even recruited people from like the nicotine companies or like
Yeah,
the
I was
cigarette
just about to
companies.
say that.
Yeah, so but
When people stopped smoking cigarettes, those same scientists started to go work for ultra processed food companies because
yeah,
then they were able to like modify things so it could be genetic.
yeah, addictive. And the crazy
Oh
thing
yeah,
too,
addictive. Did I say genetic?
yeah. The crazy thing too is that like when you quit smoking cigarettes, like your next thing that a lot of people go to is food. Like
Sugar.
yeah, sugar or just like eating because you can't like go out and smoke a cigarette and you're more hungry because nicotine is a appetite suppressant. So it makes sense.
Yeah. I always forget how to say her name. Kira Daughtry, or you know what I'm talking about on YouTube.
Oh wait, hold on, your computers. What's up? Oh, Kiana Daughtry.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
talks about this type of stuff in her videos, and she was saying like food scientists like have engineered like the perfect chip to be like lightweight and then like crunch and then melt in your mouth, but then like when you eat it, it doesn't feel like very satisfying.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
then you
get
just
full from it, so then you just keep eating them.
yeah, that's why you can't have more than one Lay's chips or whatever, or more than one Pringle.
Yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah. Did you watch that episode that she did on the McRib?
I don't think so, but I saw it like
Yeah,
in my
it was
recommended.
I love that kind of stuff. I love like all my algorithm is just like a bunch of like food science stuff lately. And
I've
fat
watched
people.
some food history stuff recently. I was surprised. I never knew that people ate horse in the 1970s.
Oh,
But they
that's
did.
interesting. That's cool. I like that. I would like to try horse one day, maybe. Just as like a fancy thing. Like maybe if I go to Mongolia, not like the United States, but like if I go somewhere else.
Yeah, I was like, maybe you can. Pablo said that they eat horse in Mexico, so maybe you can go down south.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Ultra-processed food is weaponized. Ultra-processed food is a science experiment. Ultra-processed food is not the free market at work. It is a rigged system where tens of thousands of scientists, as the cigarette industry declined in the 1980s, went to food companies. And you literally have food companies today as one of the biggest employers of scientists in the world. They are doing science experiments to make this food addictive.
That's so crazy. It's like, I mean, I'm sure they get paid and like, but it's like, at what point do you feel like so guilty that you can't even work at a corporation like that? Like, I feel like
Dude.
I would be like going to hell if I was in a for like.
Well, I wonder
them.
too. I wonder if they kind of go to work and they're kind of like propagandized or like indoctrinated
yeah.
to think that they're doing the right thing or something like that. Like I don't think that I don't know if maybe there are some people that go into work and they know that they're being slimy, but I mean, money talks too. So like the more you get paid, I'm sure like it doesn't fucking matter, you know?
Or what if they're all like 400-pound like chemists or something?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Like the owner of Chef Boyardee recently, he like came out saying like the meat's like 3D printed and he would never eat any of that shit. And it's like
bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. Do you?
so it makes me feel like maybe the chemists probably don't eat their products as well. Or
I
drink
wonder.
it.
Oh, well, just like the CEO from McDonald's who just like took a Squidward bite out of the burger. Did you see that?
That is so good.
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was. I was just like, and I kind of thought that the video was AI. I was like, is this real? And it was like, it is real. He was so fucking weird, animatronic-y, like just like, do you really work for McDonald's? I don't know. It's weird. It was super weird.
Yeah. You gotta love your product.
Right, exactly. As far as like going to work for a company and knowing that like you're not doing really well, it kind of makes me think of like about the people who work for like Lockheed Martin or like the bomb making companies like Raytheon or whatever. Like I wonder if
Oh,
they
yeah.
ever feel like a little bit guilty or same
You c-
same vibe.
And to make it not filling. And that's what we're giving to our kids. That's the problem with ultra processed food. You know, you have a lot of the evidence-based bros saying, well, no, it's the calories. Calories have gone up in the past 30 years. Well, why have calories gone up? Because it's gone up with ultra processed food consumption. With
It's literally crazy, like, how many calories are in things. Like, I kept showing this as an example in my videos, but, like, the other day for lunch, this was not even 300 calories. It was, like, a huge chicken thigh and, like, a bunch of mini potatoes and canned green beans, and it took up a plate like this fully, and it was, like, about to overflow, 300 calories, and then you have, like you just go to the gas station and buy, like, a random bag of chips, and that's 300
300
calories, and it's, like,
yeah.
you're gonna mindlessly eat that and then not even feel full from it.
Yeah, you're gonna eat that, and then you're like, "Ooh, now I want something sweet because I just had something salty." Exactly
Yeah.
what they want too.
Mhm.
just weaponized to make us eat more. We know how to regulate our calories. It's like, no, it's not the problem's not ultra processed food. The problem's that they're one and the same. We're being poisoned and we're being addicted, and we have a mass drug addiction crisis here. And we literally have the characteristics of addiction denial from parents who are addicted to these foods and giving them to their kids because they're normalized. The root of the problem is ultra processed food. The foundation of public policy should be firing every nutrition researcher in the country, letting go of all the corrupt.
Love that.
Yeah, it reminds me of like there's been dietitians out there that have been like sponsored by like pop and cereal companies. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, not saying like they have the best education ever because like their schools are also funded by like these ultra processed food companies, but it's like, really? Like
Yeah.
literally no fucking integrity.
Right. Yes. Dude, that makes me think of I was just telling Michael this the other day. I volunteered for my senior year, I volunteered for Walk for Diabetes, and I remember they were sponsored by like we had a Frito-Lay in Arizona, and so they're like, "We'll sponsor you." And you know what they were giving these fucking diabetic people walking on a fucking like walking in the heat all day? They gave them like cookies and I'm talking type 2. I'm talking about fatties.
Yeah.
Cookies and Lays and like chips, and then for lunch we were
Did
all
they,
fed.
did they hand out insulin too?
No, but they were like feeding us just like garbage. They were like, "Oh, it's a turkey hot dog," but then you're putting like a shit ton of ketchup on it, and you're eating it with a bun, and you have type 2 diabetes. You're fat. Like, what are we doing here? Like, is this the Diabetes Association, or is this the Fat Make Motherfucking More Fat People Association?
Yeah, then the ketchup has a bunch of sugar in it too.
Yeah.
I have the no sugar ketchup, and every time I eat it, I'm like, this doesn't taste the fucking same. It tastes
No,
disgusting.
it tastes like more vinegary.
Mhm.
But you know, I don't mind it, especially because like I just make like fancy sauce. I use it just for my chicken nuggies, so I just make fancy sauce with it and just whatever, just mayonnaise basically. So
Maybe I should squirt it out or add some of my own artificial sweetener to it like a fucking crackhead.
Hey, try it. If it makes it work for you and it's like lower calorie, you know, you got to make shit work for you, you guys. You got to do some weird shit sometimes.
I'm going to copyright that.
Make some weird shit.
Ketchup with artificial sugar. Diet ketchup.
USDA advisors, everyone, one policy: get ultra processed food consumption down, because as ultra processed food consumption goes down, scientists and these companies aren't able to weaponize our food.
Dude, one thing that I fucking hate, I love it. I love being American. I'm a patriot, right? I love it. But I do hate sometimes that capitalism like really does win at the end of the fucking day. That to the point where like if they decided as like a government official, you know, if they put it on the ballot, hey, we're gonna stop these we're gonna make it so that you can't put XYZ in these processed foods. We have to limit how much processed food can go on the shelf, you know, how much processed food can be sold a week, basically. If they did anything like that, like they would get sued like fucking crazy, because we as Americans have the right to prosper. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like capitalism will always win, and it just sucks. So it is definitely just up to us as human beings to make the choice. Like you've said before, like nobody's coming to save you. Even if they did make all of these new rules, the food is still addictive. Like I thought maybe, I had mentioned in another video that like if they made Oreos like $10 or $15, some people would stop buying them, but you would still have a lot of people who would buy them. Even if they like, I brought up the food stamp stuff in my video the other day. Like if they made it so that food stamps couldn't buy junk food, people would still, I mean, junk food is still going to be like very highly profitable,
Well, there was actually a lawsuit in California because they were going to put like a sugar tax on like pop, but then like Big Soda filed a lawsuit. So then they weren't able to like pass anything.
The Food and Beverage Association sued them. Listen, so Big Coca-Cola did the same thing. The Coca-Cola sued or did something to prevent like a sin tax of some sort, a sugary beverage tax, I think in California, just going off the top of my head. They spent so much money on these commercials to like help convince people to vote no on a particular proposition. And I think that's fucking wild. That guy used to work for them. That's wild. But then I've shared videos about this too, is like they were so against like the tax that they would even like, I call it propaganda, but they would put like these commercials for these voters in California. They're like, don't you think it's a little weird that the United States, like the government wants to control like what you drink?
Don't you think that the government telling you not to have sugar is like too far? You know what to do. Like, you're a grown up. You can make your own decisions. Like, don't you think that what you put in your body is your decision, not the government?
It's like stuff like that.
Feeding a family is difficult enough in today's economy. Now some politicians want the government telling me how I should do it, trying to control what we eat and drink with taxes.
Crazy.
I can decide what to buy without government help.
It's so crazy.
The government is just getting too involved in our personal lives.
And you know what's so wild is that the people at Coca-Cola, they know that their stuff is like addictive, one, and bad for you. And then the reason why they won is because I guess there's like a grocery, like there's a law somewhere, like you can't, you're not allowed to put like specific tax on groceries. Like, and soda is still a grocery tax because they don't want Americans to go hungry.
Is soda a grocery? I feel like a pop isn't like necessary.
Yeah, you're not going to starve if you don't have soda in a day. You might be a little bit sad.
There's actually like literally no benefit to soda. It should be like taxed like alcohol.
I agree. But that was our video, you guys. Let us know in the comments what you think. What do you think about that last guy? I think that was my most interesting one. I was very excited to watch him. I need to do a little bit more research, and like I'm so interested to see like people coming to the light about like, what's important to eat and like what's important to feed people, I like that.
Yeah, he probably has like a guilty conscience.
Yeah, it seems like it. Like in some of the videos that I've seen, like he's like, man, you should seen some of the stuff that we did. And I'm just like,
the food companies know this. Getting that kid addicted, getting those soda machines in the pediatric units, in the schools, lobbying the school lunch programs. This is a huge, huge focus, seeing behind the kind of the public affairs arms of these companies. They really were focused on getting to kids. The Coca-Cola lobbies, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, aggressively, tens of millions of dollars to make sure that food ads they're the top spenders on Nickelodeon, food companies.
That should be illegal.
Food companies, you watch YouTube for kids, it's all processed food companies. So these companies are like chief funders of children's.
I need to dig. I need to dig. I'm a little scared. But yeah. Anyway, if you guys like the video, go ahead and like the video. Leave us a like. And if you haven't already, please consider giving me a subscribe. And we have a lot of fun. Yes, we have a lot of fun doing our little collaborations. You guys seem to like it, and I really appreciate that. So
I was trying to point down at the subscription button. I'm hoping it's like right here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, anything to add?
If you made it this far, then leave pink and green emojis because we're Galinda and what's the other one's name?
Alphaba. I should paint this pink.
Kind of looks pinky purple.
Purpley. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a good day or night.
Any document that you see that's a nutrition study, I guarantee you is a processed food marketing document.